The Supreme Court voted unanimously today to uphold legislation that requires TikTok to be sold or banned across the country.
That law goes into effect this Sunday. Fox 2's Shirley Washington joining us with details about what this means for the users of the video app.
This is going to be very interesting, guys. We should get better clarity on this situation in less than 48 hours. However, right now, there is a possibility TikTok could shut down amid the High Court's decision. The decision by the U.S. Supreme Court to uphold the TikTok ban or sell law did not come as a surprise.
This is what we expected from the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court was faced with a First Amendment challenge to a law that had broad bipartisan support and a law that was supported by national security concerns.
The High Court made the unanimous decision to ban the short video app, which has 170 million users across the country, based on national security.
Here we have Congress and the president saying there are very real national security concerns. And it's rare that the justices like to second guess Congress and the president when it comes to national security concerns.
If ByteDance, the Chinese owner of TikTok, doesn't sell the app, the platform could possibly go dark in 2 days.
My understanding is that it's really now up to TikTok as to whether or not they want to shut down or if they want to just die a slow death, which would basically mean that people would still have TikTok on their phones, but it couldn't be newly downloaded and it couldn't be updated.
Now, there is a chance President-elect Donald Trump could provide a safety net for TikTok. Trump has gone on record vowing to save the app once he returns to the White House. So, guys, it's going to be interesting.
Right now, Shirley, are there any offers to buy TikTok?
You know, that's the million-dollar question. And at this point, we are not aware of any, and there are no reports of any buyers coming forward at this point. But you never know. Yeah. It's a fluid situation. But one thing I can tell you is the president of TikTok actually went on TikTok posting a message and thanking the American users and also thanking President Trump for his support of the platform.
He's been pretty open about that.
Absolutely. And he's on that platform. He uses the platform. So it'll be interesting to see what happens between now and Sunday.
Right. All right. Thanks, Shirley. Well, a St. Louis woman who just broke out as a successful influencer says she pays her bills using TikTok. Miriam Webb has about 200,000 followers.
She interviews celebrities and does food reviews. And here's what she had to say about the possibility of losing access to the platform that she says is her livelihood.
If TikTok is closing, there must be a greater thing that he's about to bless us with, right? There has to be. But I know that it's scary. And I feel like it's more of a control thing than it is a safety issue.
Webb, like many other TikTok users, has started an account with RedNote. That is another Chinese video social media app, seeing its downloads skyrocket as the clock ticks down on TikTok.